Yo, 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 yo. Friday night, I'm hanging out with you guys. You'd think I'd be out, maybe at the gym. I'm going to go back to the gym later. But it's Friday, and I've just been kind of, you just get these streaks where you're a little bit down. You don't really, not down, but just kind of annoyed, on edge. Some people say it's a low carb, you're contest prepping, been putting in long hours. I just needed a quick reminder of the 22 things happy people do differently. They do it successfully. So they don't just do it, they do it successfully. And I think that's a big thing in our society. Sometimes we just give ourselves credit if we just do it, if we go through the motions. Don't go through the motions in anything you do. It includes the gym. If you're just going through the motions, practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. Um, you know, and so don't just go through the motions. If you're gonna do something, take the time to do it. I'm right. But lately, anyhow, nobody is perfect. Obviously, that's a big believer. I'm a big believer in that. I shouldn't try or get mad at myself for not being perfect. But lately, I've just been a little bit off, you could say. Um, and I just decided today take some quiet time, take some me time. Maybe I've been doing too much social media. I don't know. You're pointing the fingers everywhere, but back at yourself. So I'm not going to be pointing the fingers. I'm just gonna change it. So I took some quiet time today. Just went to the park, kind of chilled out for a minute. But I wanted to go over these real quick, kind of just recap real fast on the 22 things happy people do differently. If this is your first time seeing anything in relationship with this video, I did a series just once a day, 22 things happy people do differently. I did 22 days. So today we're just going to kind of recap and talk about that. But number one on the list, let's jump into it. Don't hold grudges. So having people understand that it's better to forgive and forget than to let their negative feelings crowd out their positive feelings. And I love that that's number one because I think at the end of the day, all you can do is love. You, if you have hate in your heart, guess what? The only person that's affecting is really you. So, if you're try to get over those grudges. People are always going to wrong you or going to do things, but we're all human. No one's better than anyone else in my eyes. Like I hate playing that competitive game. Like, oh, this person's better at this or that. No, we're all humans. We all make mistakes. That's the beauty of it. So no one's perfect. Don't hold grudges. Two, treat everyone with kindness. That's self-explanatory. I think you should just go about your day treating others how you would want to be treated. It's been scientifically proven that when you treat other people with kindness, you are in turn happy yourself. I love this one. Number three, see problems as challenges. So the word problem is never a part of a happy person's vocabulary. The word problem is a drawback, a struggle, or an unstable situation, while a challenge is viewed as something positive, like an opportunity. So, you know, instead of problems, I got challenges. We're going to overcome those challenges because that's something, it's just the mindset. It's the soldier mindset. We're going to overcome challenges. We don't have problems. Express gratitude for what you already have. Attitude of gratitude. We talk about that all the time. If you're unhappy, say 5 things you're thankful for in life. Start having an attitude of gratitude, and I guarantee you more things will come back to you that you have to be thankful about. Dream big is number 5. I mean, I love that. You have to visualize. You have to dream. You know, anything that's been done, that's been something of greatness. Any person that's been great, whether it's Abraham Lincoln or some people Arnold Schwarzenegger, anything that you've seen that someone has done, they were no different than you or I. We were all born. We were all it's what's between the ears that changes those, and that's the dreams that we have. Number 6, don't sweat the small stuff. This has been something lately that I've seen myself doing. I have to ask myself, will this challenge matter in a year from now? Will this quote unquote problem matter? Life's too short to get worked up over trivial situations. I've been just trying to take things just let them roll off my back. If they're not gonna matter, if it's something somebody says, and social media, I kind of barked at a couple people on social media, especially people who are like, oh, steroids this, steroids that. Instead of just letting it roll off my back, I've been sweating the small stuff because sometimes I care about what people think too much. Um, Speak well of others. That goes wrong with obviously with being kind to people, but just speak well of others. Like and this is not something. In my last relationship, we get fights, we jump on Twitter, or we vent to family members. That's a red flag. I should have been speaking well of anyone. Especially your girlfriend or boyfriend or your family member. So speak well of others. It's something I got to work at. Number 8, never make excuses. Benjamin Franklin once said, "He that is good for making excuses is seldom good for anything else." That's. I mean, Ben Franklin said it best. Excuses are like buttholes. Everyone has one, and they all stink. Get absorbed in the present. Whew. Man, with all my business stuff and comps, I'm visualizing things. It's easy for me to start daydreaming, and that's part of dreaming big. It can also hinder you if you're not living in the present. If you're not living in the here and now and taking advantage of things, I can tend to overthink things, try to overfocus on things, and pretty much it's paralysis by analysis, as my football coach used to say. You just get so caught up in the process of thinking that you're not doing. So get absorbed in the present. Wake up at the same time every morning. Finally, on this, it's hard when you travel. It's hard because especially people with kids getting back to school right now. But just set up a time that you wake up every morning. I wake up about 7:30. I'm not one of those people that's up at 4:30. You see a lot of. I try to, but I'm more productive later on at night. Avoid social comparisons. We kind of hit on that. It's not about you versus someone else. It's just about being the best you can be. Social media these days, it's so annoying because I feel like we as human beings are always going to compare ourselves. It's something that you have to consciously think about. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It seems like everyone leads a more interesting life than you. And I lead a pretty damn interesting life, if I do say so myself. I travel a lot, but I'm home on a Friday night, so how interesting can it really be? Yeah, but no, really, just don't avoid, or sorry, avoid that looking at someone else and thinking, am I better or worse than? You're just gonna be happy of thinking, you know what? And this is just my opinion. God created me. God sent His Son to die for me. I must be pretty dang important. Might get in trouble for saying that. I don't care. That's my opinion. Choose friends wisely. I think that's so important. Choose training partners wisely too. But obviously, family we can't choose. Friends we can. You want to make sure you're surrounded by people that are going to be just positive, have that same mentality that you have. Never seek approvals from others. I am a people pleaser. So this one is something that I have to probably reaffirm more in my daily life. But happy people don't care what others think of them. I try to, that stupid haircutting video or the hairstyling video I did. I try not to get caught up in what people think of me. It's hard not to read comments on things, but that's why I do silly things like that. Just because at the end of the day, I gotta be me. Number 14, take time to listen. Coming from a big family, 7 kids, 2 parents, it was like who could talk the most. And if you didn't talk fast, if you didn't talk loud, you weren't going to be heard. Especially as I get, older, I start thinking about, wow, I'm going to learn a lot more from just listening. And most of the time, if you listen, really listen, you can, pick up on things you might have, didn't know before. But there's a difference between hearing and listening. You don't hear me, man. I always like that quote. I'm a big movie quoter. A lot of you guys are getting that on Instagram. Props to you. Nurture social relationships. That's number 15. A lonely person is a miserable person. True that. Happy people understand how important it is to have strong, healthy relationships. Always take time to see and talk to your family, friends, and significant others. Because I don't have a significant other, I'm really taking a lot more time with my family, with some close friends. Always need to be making new friends. Something that believe it or not, I do not do that great of a job, but I could be better about making friends. Um, Meditate. This one I like. Meditating silences your mind and helps you find your inner peace. Whether it's yoga, just 5-10 minutes, visualize, just calm your nerves. I had to do that today in the park. Just calm my nerves. I was getting too wrapped up in social media. 17, eat well. Do we really need to talk about that? You need to eat well. Fueling your body with not just, we talk about macros, protein, carbs, fat, but also those micronutrients, those things that are going to make you feel better, the vitamins, the minerals. All attached to hormones dictating your mood, energy, and mental focus. Exercise, no brainer. That's kind of what, that's a big one for me just because I love, love, love just sweating, get the body moving. A rolling stone gathers no moss, and the times I'm just kind of out of it, kind of just puttering around the house, I'm like, just go take a walk, and that usually sets me up. Number 19, live minimally. Going through some of my clothes right now. I have clothes that I haven't worn in years. Need to just get rid of them. If you're my size, let me know. I'll probably just donate them. Seriously, I got some nice clothes, like some shirts that I've worn like once or twice. I'm just gonna get rid of. But too many things make you feel stressed out, and this apartment kind of making me stressed out. I haven't, I got things kind of scattered. I need to make my house my home. I'm actually going to be moving again in February, trying to get a place, buy a house. So that's been my excuse not to hang things up. But I got to be here for 6 months. Going to make the best out of it. Number 20, tell the truth. Lies compound and they eat at your soul. So you just, no matter what, be a person who tells the truth. Not because you want to help other people out. That sounds selfish, but because you want to be true to yourself. If you're true to yourself, then you can be true to other people. 21, establish personal control. Happy people have the ability to choose their own destinies. They don't let others tell them how they should live their lives. Being in complete control of your life brings positive feelings and a great sense of self-worth. That is just awesome to me. Personal control. In this society, we get so many people caught up in I can do what I want to. Miley Cyrus song. We all saw her on the VMAs the other night. To me, that's just like, have some personal control. Have some self-pride, some self-worth, and, just have boundaries you're not going to cross. Number 22 of the 22 things happy people do differently, successfully. Accept what can't be changed. Accept the fact that life is not fair. You'll be more at peace with yourself instead of obsessing over how unfair life is. Just focus on what you can control and change it for the better. So I really like that. Accept what can't be changed. In obviously 4 weeks, I'm stepping on stage, biggest contest of my life. It's really easy to get caught up in this and that. At the end of the day, it's a contest judged by human beings. We all know human beings are capable of error, of bias. I'm not worried about the placing. The reason I'm doing this competition, the reason I do what I do is because it brings me joy. Do I want to win? Sure. Do I visualize winning? You bet your ass. But at the end of the day, my self-worth isn't centered based, I'm not going to think I'm any less of a person, no matter the results. And I think that, it's fun to get on there, and, you bet I love stepping on that stage and big smile and just love posing and everything like that. But at the end of the day, I get off the stage and I get I have my family, I have my friends, I got the Soldier Nation. Life's good. And, I just appreciate everyone. Quick little recap, 14 minutes. Soldier Nation, Friday night. I've got to go make some friends. Talk to you later.